Hi y'all, wanted to bring a quick tutorial on how I am making my life roll ringed inserts. It's basically a small secretarial insert that was made with cardstock and laminating paper. So I print my cardstock, laminate it. It's going to be laminated on the inside, and of course your pocket is laminated. This one has been snipped so I can use it as a page mark. So you can make these secretarial pockets. You can measure them to be the same size of your planner, or you can make them a little bit shorter. So you can put die cuts in there. And you have a perpetual grocery list handy for what your events are for that day. Or what I use them for is a concept that I used for years with Franklin Covey with your weekly compass. The weekly compass, you identify your role and what's the one object or the one task that you're going to do that week to help strengthen that role. So, for example, for this week, as a wife, I want to spend 4 hours unplugged. No cell phones, no nothing, just time with my husband. As a friend, my friend Tori and I, we haven't had a chance to really just kind of hang out on the patio for a couple of weeks, so I'm thinking we need a wine night. As a godmother, my godchild hasn't spent the night in a while. I'd really like for her to come over. She's been bugging me to set a planner up. So she has one already, but she's getting tired of the way we did it. So it's time to redo her planner. As a homemaker, y'all, if you saw the inside of my master closet, you would wonder how the heck I find stuff. And then as a boss, I feel like I need to offer more encouragement. I feel like that I've just been a little too much with the critical critiquing and not enough with the praise on the day-to-day stuff. So I want to get back to offering praise. Now, what I did do, the ones after this, I used my Bloomsicle print that you see throughout my planner everywhere. I just went ahead and put the Bloomsicle print behind it. You can download that particular electronic cardstock from her shop at Bloomsicle. I did not make my dividers. I got those from Cardboard Couture on Etsy. She has a great shop and she happened to buy the rights. So she's made those. So you can see Bloomsicles just kind of throughout my planner. And then of course you have the Autumn Fox and Pip collab. And that's what I'm going to be using today is some Fox and Pip stuff. So let's go in and make them. Again, you can cut your cardstock however you want. I hate long tutorials. I'm trying to keep this short, so please bear with me. It's worth it in the end. So you want to go ahead and print your cardstock to the size that you want it to be. You can print dual-sided if you wanted to. This particular one, I was thinking about putting a quote on the back, so I didn't. I resized my Fox and Pip. I added a sticker to it. And then I was going to try and get fancy and use my Fist Cold Punch that has the fancy corners. But I don't like the way that they turned out on the bottom. I'm wondering if I come in and just round those corners, what they're going to look like. Oh, I kind of like that better. Let's round that corner a little bit. So just rounded it off a little bit. So this is where it gets fun. I'm using a standard size Scotch laminating pouch. This one is a 5mm. I like the 5mm for my pockets because it's just got a little bit more sturdiness to it. 10mm, I have an inexpensive machine, so it really doesn't do 10mm well. It does really well with the 5mm. Next step, I am placing my insert against my tab. Now, if I wanted to leave a border and have my rings punch here instead of on my artwork, I would do it the other way. But this one, I want it to be smaller than my pages. I don't mind if I punch the pocket and the artwork a little bit. So I'm gonna butt it up right against the seam. Don't have a heart attack. I want to leave myself trim room when I run this through my laminator. I am going to trim this. I am going to take one sheet and I'm going to put it in my stock of extra sheets. And now I am going to take this one. What I do not have that I wish I had is a bone knife or a bone scorer to score this. So because I don't have that, I'm just gonna find something to press it down. And what I have done is I turned this inside out. So the outside sheet of the laminate is now on the inside. The shiny side is on the inside. The textured matte side is now on the outside. And I apologize if I get out of frame on it. Let me adjust this just a tad bit so you can see my workspace a little bit better. Now, how do I want my pocket? You can measure it. I'm not big. I do a lot of this by eyeball. I do kind of mark where I want it to come, and I'm just going to use a pen for that. I'm thinking I want it to come to about right there. So I'm just going to take a pen and I'm going to mark, and this is my husband's pen. What's it doing in with my good stuff? Because he has destroyed this pen. God knows, that goes in the trash. So, have it marked. So I'm going to trim it one more time. I love these little DIY hacks for your planner. I don't have a ton of extra money to go on Etsy and buy all these pre-made things. So it makes it really nice and easy that I can kind of make my own stuff for it. Now, secretarial pockets come in all kinds of things. You can round it off if you want. You can just leave it straight and come down. I'm actually thinking this one, I may do it more as a straight pocket, where, oh, I want this pocket a little bit smaller than that. I didn't trim quite enough. Let's trim just a tad bit more off the edge. Okay, the video may be more than 10 minutes and I apologize. I was going to pre-cut these, but then I'm like, you know what? It's so hard to explain how to cut these. I tried to do it at our meetup on Sunday, and I think I just confused the heck out of everybody. Okay, so I kind of like that, and I like it with it squared off. What I will probably do is round that corner, and I want to take off a little bit on the bottom. So a different pen. This is a good one. This is my work pen. I love my job. They always give us the neatest little pens. Alright, so now I'm going to come in and line that cut mark up. And I'm going to have it position at the bottom. Now, if you see, I have some overhang. So when I come in and I round my corners after it's laminated, I'm going to separate this and it's going to create a hole. So what I want to do is come in and use my crop and just crop that corner first. And then I don't like sharp edges on my laminate, so I'm going to go ahead and just crop all these corners real quick. Don't think I need to crop that one. Let's line it back up. I don't. Okay. I'm going to put those back to the side. We're going to move this up here. Excuse my messy desk. So now that we have it cut, we're going to open the pouch back up and insert our pocket. So you want to make sure it's the height and the width that you want, that it's lined up straight, and we're good to go. And we're going to insert it as so. Now, you can use this same technique to make flagged inserts or flagged secretarial pockets for your TNs. So I have a video listed on how to make this pocket, and you can see this one lays really flat. The laminate's not like sticking out, and my pocket fits in perfectly into my traveler's notebook. So you can use the same concept in your TN. So don't feel like you can only use this with a ring bound. So I ran it through once. You can kind of see where it's still filmy. Because there's so many layers of laminate, it really, really needs to heat up. So I'm gonna run it through just one more time. Oh, excuse me, allergies, allergies, allergies. These winds lately have just got all the allergens kicked up in the air. Oh, much better. So you can see where it's losing some of its filminess. Oh no, I don't have my reading glasses. 2 seconds, I need reading glasses. I can't see to save my life. And they're out on the patio where I was working with my planner earlier. So my cut may not be 100% accurate on this because I personally am blind as a bat. So let's tighten up our workspace just a tad bit. Bear with me. All right, so now you got a really good view of my girl. I am going to come in and I'm going to trim my edges. You want to make sure that you are leaving enough of an edge that you're not breaking the sill. On my Recollections paper cut, I love this little cutter. It's a little workhorse and it's inexpensive. You can usually pick it up at Michael's for next to nothing. And you're just going to trim those edges down. I think I had this cutter for about a year before I had to come in and replace the blade. So I got really good life off the blade for it and was really pleased with it. And we're almost done. So you can see the longest part for me is coming in and trimming my cardstock and just getting that pocket to the size that I want it. I don't like sharp edges in my planner because I feel like I'm going to stick myself to death. An X-Acto knife, a cutting mat, which this isn't my cutting mat, but this is thick enough I don't have to worry about it. I am going to come up on the edge of that laminate and cut around the seam. And this blade is slightly bent, so hopefully we'll get a straight cut out of it. Alright, and I don't have my glasses, so bear with me as I try to take it around that corner. I'm going to take it all the way down the edge to the bottom. This is the hard part. Okay, I didn't cut all the way through on my corner. I feel like I didn't cut deep enough right there either. Deepen that cut, deepen this cut. And you just want to go slow with it. If you didn't get deep enough in a spot, ooh, I got jagged right there. I really should be using my straight edge. If you don't use a straight edge, I personally can't cut straight to save my life. But if you don't use a straight edge, you're going to end up with jagged edges in it. And it will not look quite as pretty as it should. And you can see where my cut's coming off. And of course, the one I do in the video is going to have an ugly edge to it. Okay, that feels like it went through. You want to press, but you don't want to press too hard. And then if you come up with a few tacky edges, just trim it. And I don't have little bitty scissors. Again, this is not my day job. Oh no! I'm destroying this pocket, y'all. Okay. So, I have my straight edge. I'm going to come in. I do recommend using a guide to punch your holes. I don't know what I just did. There it is with my planner. Okay. Now I think I'm zoomed in too close. Let's zoom back out a little bit. And I am just going to use a piece of white paper that I have behind this. Let's flip back over, pull these cute ones out. So I want it to be about the same. Oh, that's going to be pretty. It's going to stick up just enough. I cut this one large so I can see it at the top of my planner. So this is about where I'm going to need to punch it. This is just the Recollections personal size punch. I like it. This little thing punches everything. It is so nice and so easy to use. Now, if you want to just set it in a permanent home in your planner, you do not need to come in and snip the ring. I snip where the rings are just so I can pop it in and out of my planner and move it from day to day. So again, you can make these pockets whatever size you wanted. I did these a little oversized for my inserts this time because I want to be able to see that real pretty box and pip artwork. And then you would just snap it in your planner for where you want it to be. And that is how I make my dual-sided laminated pocket inserts. So I change my stuff out every couple of months. So next, probably November, I'll have a different one in here. So they're durable. I've never had issues with them not lasting for the length of time that I need them to last. And then the same with, this was made using the tutorial that I have on the other video. And again, just laminated it so it would go in there. So between my pocket insert video and now the secretarial, I hope you found some inspiration. So if you liked my little DIY hack, please subscribe to my channel. I try to post something every couple of weeks. Until then, happy planning, and I hope you found some inspiration. Thanks for taking the time to watch.